Greetings, citizens of Tetris. It is your old pal Van Dweller back with more classic Tetris Monthly Das Masters for March 2025. What we've got for you is the Blue Bracket Top 16. You know, any combination of these four players could easily be a finals. Of course, if Andy were playing, but you know, whatever. But any four of these players could easily be in the top finals, whatever, of a top tier DAS tournament. So pretty crazy to have them all in the same top 16 bracket. We're gonna do the matches out of order. We get our two Europeans out of the way. First match is gonna be Giovani versus Tugi. And the second match is gonna be Rookout Rogue, aka Mattm, and Fractal, who has no actual government name. So Gio versus Tugi, Rookout Rogue versus Fractal. He's just known by Fractal. That's it. It's all he's known by. Now, just to give you a sense of where we are in the tournament, all of our top 16 have been determined, our players, and in fact, we have two results already in the semifinals. The bottom half of this bracket, of the semifinal bracket, crazy. Both coming, you know, below the top 8. So none of the top 8 in the green or the red brackets have made it through. That's going to be AV Geek versus Tommy NTG. And then, of course, we're waiting for the results of this and the results of Orange. And Orange is going to be like really, really late in the month. In fact, that's going to be on Saturday, the 29th. And then we're going to have to quickly turn around and do Das Masters finals. But actually not that quickly because, you know, we're going into Mega Masters season starting on, in April. So there's not going to be Das Masters next month. So it needs to kind of, bleed into April. There is room for that for Das Masters. So we're doing very well. But yeah, it's going to be that that orange bracket that we're waiting. That's going to be on Saturday. Andy versus Leo, Scotto versus Dog. That is a bracket in itself. I mean, that is pretty bonkers. But today is going to be blue bracket. Geo versus Tugi, Rookout Rogue versus Fractal. Okay, let's take a look at our rules. Oh, by the way, just upcoming schedule. I don't have my schedule slide uploaded because lazy, but tomorrow night, 8 p.m., is Masters Green top 8 match between Cole and Blue Scooty. Solo match. I don't have a slide for it. I don't have the brackets in this Das Masters collection, but that is when it's going to be. 8 p.m. Texas time. I think that's 1 a.m. UTC. So, rip Europe, but okay. Anyway, join me tomorrow night for that. Anyway, let's take a look at our rules. I'll do it fast. Players, you know what tournament this is. Please turn off all your appearance mods and your comfort mods and your mechanical changes and anything like that. Just vanilla Tetris, except for the ways that I'm going to ask you to modify it, all right? Make sure you're using no turbo functions, whether electronical or mechanical or biological turbo. No biological turbo at all. And also, as always, do not receive any real-time advice. You should not have anyone in your ear or in the room telling you, oh, here's what your opponent's up to. Oh, make sure you build up. None of that. And do not pause unless I tell you. Level 18 starts. Players all the way through. We will be using the same piece sets re-rolled in between each game of the match. Players right now, make sure you've turned on your Hertz and input display. Hertz and input display turned on, please. And also remember, heed the spirit of DAS. This is a DAS tournament. There are plenty of other tournaments if you don't want to play DAS the way we've defined it. So you can play those. This is a DAS tournament, commonly understood the way that DAS is understood, the way that Jonas and Mike Winzenek and Trey Harrison and Quaid and all the DAS players, the stars of the 2010s played. All right, best of 5 throughout, except for the finals, which will be best of 7. And the winner gets absolutely something, and that is a share in a prize pool, which currently stands at $1,020 and funny number cents. So we are $79.31. Yeah, $179.31 away from reaching our $1,200 incentive. You can contribute to that prize pool if you want to, and really you should, because it's the only way the prize pool gets money. And the only way it gets money is if you contribute via the Matcherino link, and it's only from fans and viewers. Maybe you're a viewer and not a fan. That's fine. Maybe you're hate watching this. I don't mind. Whatever. Do it. Ad money spends the same. Whatever. But use the Matcherino command on Twitch and YouTube to bring up the links. The second link is the one for Das Masters. Click on that. It'll open the tournament landing page with our partner, Matcherino. Top right-hand corner is where you log in, and once you're logged in, there's a mustard-colored button in the top right that you can use to contribute. Tugi says, I am hate watching myself. Like, you yourself are hate watching, or you're hate watching yourself? That's I mean, maybe both, actually. But anyway, yeah, go there if you want to contribute to the prize pool. If you're watching after the fact, go to go.ctm.gg/das prize. If you want to support the channel, you can do so. And a lot of people have done so. So be like them, conform. Just be like other people, specifically these other people on this slide. Thanks to our sticker and double sticker club level members and our community level members. Thank you for supporting us. Our Mega Masters supporters, Scott, Gray, Jay in the window, Kanan watching Tetris, Tackner is Masters, Corporal 381, shall be satisfied, Brackets, Monster, Troy Dan, KMM, Rogue Potato, Catkit 91, and McMonkey. If you want to provide us ongoing monthly or annual support, ensure the continued existence of this channel and the two top tier tournaments that we run for you nearly every single month, keeping the Tetris scene at a high level, providing, you love CTWC. Well, where do all the storylines come from throughout the year? How do we know what players are trending going into CTWC? There's a handful of tournaments that are setting the story for that. Otherwise, it would just be random people showing up and with no context, and we don't know why they're there, and we don't know who's going to win or anything about them. But it's the online scene that keeps CTWC interesting, and if that online scene were to be diminished, you wouldn't want that. So keep the online scene alive by supporting things like Classic Tetris Monthly and the other ones too. But I'm here shilling for Classic Tetris Monthly. So thank you to our patrons who are keeping us alive. Okay, I'm going to just flop on over to our bracket scene and see what we got. What we got is misaligned cameras, and I'm going to do my best to align them. Let's go ahead. 12 minutes. This is pretty much when we start. So Tugi might be bored, but this is pretty much when we start. I'm going to give players their seed while they can warm up again if they want. I got to align the camera. So we look at it. I started the stream late, and yet we still hit the mark. Let's see. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Oh wait, see, people are moving around. You don't know where they are. Like whether they're moving around. The cameras are like the bane of my existence, really. My entire life, players just need to be immovable. They just never move. They just sit there fixated on Tetris. That is the ideal. And let me see what I got camera-wise from Geo. And this is what I got. Okay, yeah, I'll take that. I'll take that all day. Thank you, Geo. All right, I assume Tugi's playing position is going to be somewhere around here. Okay, we'll figure it out. How is everybody doing? It feels like I have not talked to any of you in a while. It's been a while. I feel disconnected from everybody. Today's the first day, except for the weird Japan series, of baseball, so I'm actually literally missing my team's opening game for this. I'm happy to do it, but I got the spirit of baseball in me, All right, looks like we got two ready players. Let me go ahead and just check the... oh, scheisse. What is that? That was weird. Okay, don't do that again, Vandy. All right, both players are on seat C96 A08. Both players are ready. Classic Tetris Monthly Das Masters Blue Bracket. Giovani and Tugi in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Oh, look at this. We're playing Tetris. Amazing. Okay, on the left side, it is Giovani qualified into this tournament with into seed 5 with an average of top 2 scores played within an hour of 1.086, so 14,000 off of a 1.1 average. Pretty good. Has a DAS PB of 1.325 million. That is good for third on the overall DAS PB leaderboard. He was ranked number 9 in the most recent Premier poll. Giovani was second in CTWC DAS in 2024, so is kind of the reigning runner-up of CTWC's World DAS tournament that takes place in Germany. Second to Robin in that one. He's also finished in the semi-finals in DAS Masters 2 times. That was in back-to-back months of July and August, our first 2 months. Going out to Nenu and in July, and then the eventual winner, Dog Playing Tetris, in August. Also played in the Austria Regional this year and last year. And, a top-ranked DAS player, and really excited to see what he can do in this one. On the right side, it is Tugi. 115 here for Tugi, by the way. 145 for Giovani here in game number 1. Tetris for Tugi. Tugi qualified into this tournament seed number 12 with a 1.04 million. So about a Tetris and a half over a max out. Has a 1.34 million PB. That is good for second currently. And at one point was the world record. Of course, the top figure goes to Mark Migas, Mark PM0. Tugi, of course, the former host of, one of my favorite things of all time in Tetris, which was the CTM Community Chronicles. Did some of the best interviews, I think, in the classic Tetris scene. And I really enjoyed those. Tugi was the winner of the first ever CT DAS test tournament. This is, Scampers tournament, CT DAS, and they were kind of going through some tests early. So the 22 iteration of CT DAS, that was winner of that. Also took fourth in CTWC's Worldwide DAS Championship in 2022. Top 4, went out in fourth against Sidnev. Has also played in CTEC 2021. Played in that Austria Regional that just happened. What was that? This past weekend. And one interesting fact, which I don't know if the players want this out there, but 409 for Giovani, 318 for Tugi. Each of these players was knocked out by Dan V in an Austria regional tournament. Giovani in 2024 and Tugi in 2025. So I don't know if they want that fact known, but don't tell anybody. 365 for Tugi, 433 for Giovani. There's a Tetris Tugi, 388, 456 from Giovani. There's the Vits filled in for Tugi, and he's going to get a Tetris for 11. I was going to run out of my apartment real quick just before this event started. I had about 45 minutes beforehand to go run a quick errand. And, I'm not like downtown, but I'm near a lot of stuff where I live. And I was going to go run out and get a quick, Coke Zero, Dr. Pepper Zero. I'm all out. My car has a problem. It threw like 7 lights at me and it would barely get around the block. So I'm in distress right now. 526 here for Tugi and under caffeinated. 550 for Tugi. He's on 19. There is a Tetris Giovani into 19 at 576. All right, so Giovani ahead right now by 21,000 points, but also back by, somewhere between 6 or 7 or 9 lines as well. So Gio with the lead, but also lines in hand right now. Remember, we do start on level 18, and this is a DAS tournament. So level 29 is a kill screen for this playstyle. In effect, of course, there are occasional forays past level 29, but for all intents and purposes. Why is it intents and purposes? It seems like a purpose is also an intent. An intent is kind of a purpose. What is the deal with that? 714 for Giovanni, 720 Tugi now in the lead, but again, also, ahead by a few lines here. Gio going to get a Tetris and take that back. Steel CE says, I always thought it was for all intensive purposes. What's an intensive purpose? I don't know what that is. $789 for Tugi, $776 for Giovanni. Yeah, but I think a lot of people, that's pretty common error, so you are not alone in that. Tugi with a Tetris, 851. He's been very solid the last few levels here, and now he is out to about a 41,000 point lead. Gio's going to get a Tetris. He's back by 10,000 and back by 4 lines. So Giovanni with a small pace lead here, but Tugi and Giovanni very, very close here, and just about 30 lines to go until 29. All right, Giovanni resisting the urge to place the S piece all the way to the left a couple pieces ago. That probably would have hung, but great discipline here from Giovanni. It's going to lead to him having an open Tetris well. And now waiting on a bar. Tugi gets a skim and a Tetris. He's got a max out here on 27, A22. For Tugi, another long bar over for Tugi at A57. Now Tugi is ahead by 7 lines. He's ahead by 70,000 points. So this is, if Tugi, if they both max out, if they both Tetris out here, this is going to be really close. One more Tetris available here for Tugi. He's setting up forward. He's going dependent. And where is the bar? There's the bar for Tugi. He's going to get a B30. And Giovanni's board is not going to be a position where I think he's going to be able to do anything unless he can set up for a miraculous 2 Tetrises, which is what he is trying to do right now. There is one of them. And where's he going to get the next one? And he is not going to get the next one. And a double max out and more. Level 29 kill screen for both players. And Tugi comes from behind, was falling behind in that match. Tugi comes from behind to take game number 1. GG's. Yeah, almost a double 1.1. Yeah, Tugi with that 1.1. Hunterage says, "What are these games?" This is NES Tetris. All right, new pieces for these players before Tugi gets mad. I don't want to get the death stare from Tugi. I'm made very uncomfortable by that, even though I probably outweigh him, you know, by like 3 times. But he's got like it's very like, I don't know, he's probably a foot taller than I am though. That's very scary. Height is very scary. Although it's over the internet, so none of this really matters. How tall is he? I don't know. How tall is Tugi? He's probably like 6. How tall is Tugi? 6'3"? 6'6"? I don't know. I'm 5. You know, anybody who's 5'10" always says 5'10" and a half. Like, you know, they really want to get as close to that 6 feet as they can. All right, looks like both players are ready. Let's go ahead and check seeds, make sure they're good. 837 ACD, 837 ACD. Tugi is 7'11". All right, both players are ready. Let's get them started here in game 2. Yeah, I'm 5'10" and a half. 5'11" on a good day. That's what every guy who's 5'10" says, by the way. On a good day, you know. I guess on like you know, if it's particularly you know, kind of moist day out there, you get extra hydrated and gain an inch of height. All right, so great game number 1. Let's hope that trend holds in game number 2. Now, I don't have any results, head-to-head results for these 2 players. I don't know if they've played each other. Maybe they played each other in the Austria Regional this past weekend, but I don't know of when they have faced each other. Liquipedia doesn't say that they have. I guess I could check the match database. Of course, now there's 2 entries. One says Gio and one says Giovani, so now I have no idea. I'm very confused now. Now, all right, well, apparently they have, like in things like ELO battles and Tetris friendlies. Yeah, that's okay. Okay, well, anyway, if somebody is an administrator, by the way, of the match database, there are 2 entries. One is Gio and one is Giovani, and I don't know if those are considered to be the same person. If it's actually this like, was there someone else named Gio as opposed to Giovani? Somebody might want to look into that. Oh, Gio is the player from Puerto Rico. Oh, gotcha. G_O. Okay, different people. Great. All right, 324 for Giovani, 226 for Tugi. Well, yeah, it's like, you know, remember how like multiple people were Tyler P? I guess multiple people are Gio now. Just combine them into the same person. Why not? 272 for Tugi, 346 for Giovani. Do I think Tyler P is legit? Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's just he's like a 38-year-old man from Germany living in Arizona. That makes perfect sense. 341 for Tugi, 416 for Giovani. What's good about, you know, the rolling revolution now is like all these you know, you could sort of halfway believe that maybe there's some hyper tapper out there from the old days that kind of is out there, and he, you know, gets some 1.3 or whatever. But no one's going to say, oh, there's been a guy who's been rolling in his barn since, you know, 1994, and nobody knew about him, and all of a sudden he just pops off for like a like a 5.6 million. You know, that can never really happen. 436 for Tugi, 491 for Giovani. Tetris Giovani 514. Tugi sets up that long bar into column 9. Long bar gets over it. Tetris 459. There's one for Gio 537. You know, Hunterage, he's real. Tyler P was Tyler Peach. It was just a random German guy living in Australia, living in Arizona. All right, a couple of S's there for Tugi. Let's see how he's going to deal with clearing these out. Board's still low enough that it's dealable with, and doing so relatively cleanly. Really, oh no, a couple of S's where he just has to pile them. Really no other alternatives for those. So he's added a little bit to his burden on that right side, but he's going to clear it out and gets a quick Tetris. Tugi, very grateful for that long bar for the Tetris. 537 for Tugi, 2 lines away from 19, and Giovanni's already in. He's at 657, just getting into 19. So Giovani pacing hard right now. Tugi with a great pace as well, but I mean, back by 90,000 points here at 19. Huge pace for Giovani. You know, that pace, those 600K transitions have proven to be at times blessings and at times curses. I think sometimes players do get locked into, you know, the rhythm of just, oh, I'm getting that long bar like anytime I need it, and so I can start to build a little higher. And so I think I think that does happen. Okay, Gio trying to bring this board down. This is tough. There's a beautiful triple to bring this down. All right, there's a skim and a Tetris, 1 row off the bottom. I think that was column 7 for Gio, or maybe it was column 8. And Gio's going to survive here, but immediately hangs a long bar to the left and a nice long bar to the right for the Tetris to knock this board down and make that left side accessible again. 795 for Gio, 689 for Tugi. So they're basically keeping pace with one another ever since that transition. All right, Gio going to uncover the well. No great place for a T. So he's going to have to cover the well and deal with this. Tugi, 753. And another Tetris for Tugi, who has cut into this lead a bit by about a Tetris's worth of points. There's another Tetris. Tugi, 815 for him. 868 for Gio. So Tugi back by about 53,000 points, less than 2 Tetrises. And just about that same line count. There's a skim and a Tetris for Tugi, 885. A Tetris for Gio, 943. 21 lines to go until 29. Gio's board starting to get a little bit high, has a triple that will finish a burn here, but needs to get something to that left side. Tugi gets a Tetris, 931. And Gio gonna get another Tetris, 997. A great flat long bar burn here. He's got the max out. He's got an exactly 1,000,000 points. He had exactly 1,000,000 points. There's a Tetris Tugi 972. He's only got 2 lines to go. Somehow he needs to build up for 2 or more. Not sure how he's going to do it here. There is a Tetris for 2. He's got the max out into 29. There is a Tetris for Gio on 29. He's got the A74. Another double max out, double kill screen between these 2 DAS players. And Giovani is going to take game number 2. Holy moly. Yeah, it's pretty decent match so far. pretty decent. Not bad. Seeds are good. Steel CE says, I thought Gio was chopped with that huge spire. Yeah, I thought Gio was toast, but I mean, you know, this is why you're ranked like top 10 in the world. Okay. New seeds. Fun fact, Don Giovanni was written by an Austrian, Tugi Amadeus, and an Italian. That's right. Tugi Amadeus wrote Don Giovanni. You didn't know that? Today is the first day, basically, of baseball season. Pretty excited about that. Kind of makes me want to. I've been working on a team Tetris concept, which is, you know, wonder if we could do a test of that sometime soon. Let's check these pieces. 40CD2C, 40CD2C. Both players are on seed. Let's get them started. What was once a best of 5, now a best of 3 in 3-2-1 Tetris. I don't know. I wonder if I should do a test of my new team tournament concept. When should I do that? I could sort of do it today, but I would need 8 really good players. The problem is, here's the thing. It requires 8 players, and they all have to be available at the same time, which is why it will never work. It will never work that way, because it requires 8 Tetris players to be available at the same time, which is just not possible. Bro has never heard of Classic Tetris Wars? Well, half of those are pre-recorded, right? Oh, wait, am I not supposed to say that? Oh, whoops. All right, we are underway in game. Oh, only 25%. Oh, my bad. Well, I don't know. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow night, but that isn't opening day of baseball. Let me think about it. I have no idea if the format is good or not. 142 for Tugi, 142 for Giovani. I need like, here's what I would need. If I can get like 8 rolling type players, you know, that are fairly decent and consistent, and if they can all be like aggressively on stencil, because I can't mess around with adjusting people's stencils, it's very complicated, then I would consider doing it. I would consider testing it today or tomorrow. But they would really need to be aggressively on stencil, and that is just not possible. Because apparently in a game which is all pattern recognition and acute like visual abilities, nobody can get on stencil properly. That's what I don't get. 259 for, oh wait, it's not the red bracket, sorry. 259 here for Giovanni, 258 for Tugi. All right, Tugi takes a couple of burns here, some of which were beyond my ability to understand because I'm very simple. All right, Giovani trying to keep that column 2 well open. 315 for Gio, 354 for Tugi. All right, there is the Vitz. Jasmine would love it. Oh, there's that L standing up in the middle for Tugi. He's going to have to build around that. 378 for Tugi, though, through 81. Still a very good pace. 363 here for Giovani. Tugi gets that Tetris. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow. I'll have to make a slide for the rules so as to, acquaint people with the rules. And maybe I'll make an everyone post just reminding people of qualifiers and asking for volunteers. 473 for Tugi. Tetris for him. 497. 436 for Giovani. What's up, Chen? Oh, Wallbant wants to join? Wallbant would be a good competitor in this format. I haven't worked all the kinks out yet, though. That's why it's a test. All right, Giovani trying to find something for that column 3 well here. Ends up having to plug it in. Okay, he's getting to work. He can access, oh no, that left side. Just as I was about to say, he can access that left side now. He's going to block it off, and he needs a couple of burns here. I think now he can access that left side with something. And finally, long bar down for Gio with the Tetris. 484 into 19. But Tugi going to Tetris into 19 with a 617. So it was last game where Gio had the 600K transition. This game where Tugi's got one. Ayana says, hi, Van, did you drink any water today? I've drunk a little water. I'll get some more after this game. All right, Tetris of Giovani, 531. He's got some work to do. He's 100,000 points plus behind. And also ahead by between 7 and 11 lines. Oh, Tugi's board starting to climb. Okay, what can he get? What can he burn? He can't get anything over. That's going to be a top out for Tugi at 649. The target for Giovani is 650. 650. He's at 603. Needs 40-something thousand points more. He's got all the time in the world. And you can tell he's just taking these conservative, easy burns and lines, not trying to tempt fate. He is set up for a Tetris here. He's got a skim there available. Long bar gets over for the Tetris, 645. And needs just a few thousand more points. You can just single and double. There is a double, and there is the win in game number 3 for Giovani. He's going to go up 2-1 in this best of 5. GG's. New pieces players, and I will get some water. Ivan with the 100 bits. Thank you. Ivan says, go Tugi. Appreciate that. Okay, let's check seeds, make sure players are good. 9C1F64. Okay, players are good. It's game number 4. Giovani and Tugi. Tugi looking to tie it up and force a deciding game 5. Let's go 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Is this the first match of the stream? Yes, it is. The next match would be Fractal versus Mattm. One of the players, we might have to do a little bit of a delay while we wait for them to become available. That was known well in advance, so if we have to delay. All right, well, he is ready. Mattm is here and ready to go. Welcome, Matt. Matt is really the only person who, you know, every time he comes in here, he presents with a Twitch screen name, and yet everybody calls him by his full, like, actual name. And it's fine. Like if I said, all right, George Lannis is here. Welcome, George Lannis. Oh, George Lannis. Oh, we don't do that. When we do say Mattm. Chen says, hi, Keith. Hello, Chen. Welcome. I got to be honest, at this point in my life, I don't even think of myself as a Keith. I think of myself as Vandy, which is weird. I have just become Vandy. I have to, like, when I introduce myself to someone new in real life, I have to think for a second, like, who I actually am. All right, there's a triple for Giovani, 139. 230 here for Tugi through 43 lines in game number 4. All right, left well Tetris for Giovani, 187. Another Tetris Tugi, 328. 233 Giovani, just about the same lines. Tugi ahead by, 95,000. What's up, Tacky? Welcome. Tetris for both. All right, Giovani trying to fill out that left, waiting for some pieces to clear away that middle and uncover the well. He's going to uncover the well, recovers here. Okay, he's ready. He's waiting. And there's the bar. 289 Geo, 380 for Tugi. All right, 358 Giovani. They've been keeping pace with one another for a while. So about that 95,000 point lead, Tugi's maintained that for a few dozen lines anyway. Tetris, Tugi, 476. There's one for Gio, 405. Gio ahead by about 3 lines. And when the lines are tied, yeah, just about that 95,000 point-ish lead for Tugi. Someone said, did Matt play already? No, we're going out of order for this bracket just because of the players' availabilities, and some of them want to go to, it's past their bedtime. All right, Tetris for Tugi, 527. He approves. There's a Tetris Geo, 497, 527 for Tugi. So Giovanni's been able to use this slowdown from Tugi to his advantage, cut into this lead a bit. And Tugi just trying to get a good-looking board going into 19. Just 5 lines to go to bring some order to this and try to uncover the well at least. And it looks like he is just about to do it. Now, if he can just get a quick bar, doesn't need it, though. He's going to have some burns here. It's low enough he can deal with it. 542 for Tugi, 552 for Gio, who is now in the score lead. All right, Tugi, nice patience there. Good discipline for that left side. That's going to lead to a Tetris. 570 for Tugi, 557. Gio going to get a Tetris, 582. Now, Gio is still ahead by about 6 lines, so he's got a score lead. Tugi with a few lines in hand. Actually, right now, the lines are tied, but Gio with more pieces on the board, so further ahead in the piece sequence. But Gio in a little bit of trouble. He's going to hang a bar at 583, and Tugi is good. In game number 4, Tugi is ahead. Gio's board just got too high to deal with, and Tugi has forced a deciding game number 5. Don't we love our deciders? All right, enough of you have this decider can and glass or whatever that you could all literally drink deciders. Yes, of course you post those for Das Masters. Yes. Here we go. It took me like 10 seconds to find the S key for some reason. All right. 313955. 313955. It's like, where's my home row? What? Where is it? I couldn't find the home row. Eventually somebody's going to put together clips of like the last year documenting, just whatever, documenting my cognitive decline. It's like, guys, all the signs were there. Okay, looks like 313955, both players ready. What was once a best of 5 is now a best of 1 between Giovani and Tugi. The winner goes to the top 8. 3-1 Tetris. All right, finally, the first Tetris is on the board for either of our players. That's Giovani. And another one for Gio. Why the reverse D? Oh, that was just how it was before. Let me switch it back because it's not that. There we go. Mr. Vandy Weller, are future semifinals super streamed? I don't know. You have to ask Chiller. I don't run any of that part of any of that at all. I have no idea what's going on down there. Anything that is below DAS Masters and below Masters is all run by community volunteers who have a desire to see those tournaments continue, and I'm happy to have them continue to do that. 165 for Giovani, 126 for Tugi. $172 for Tugi, $188 for Giovani. This has been a match. This has been really a finals caliber match, and yet these two players meeting in the top 16. Really, two of the top DAS players in the world. Really, everybody in this blue bracket, they are too. $247 Tugi, $283 Giovani. The winner will go to that top 8 to face the winner of Rookout Rogue and Fractal. $398 Giovani, $305 for Tugi. Tetris Geo 469, 355 for Tugi. We're past that 100 line mark. Giovani with about a 91,000 point lead. Whoops on YouTube with a nice comment says, I'm not going to go into any details, Vandy, but I do want to say the reason I can watch so much Tetris is also why I spend too much time with doctors and in hospitals. It's been one of those weeks, and it really, really helps to come home to a stream where kind young people are having a blast while they're brilliant at being at something fun and cool. So thank you, Whoops, for that, and hope that you are able to whatever you need to happen. I hope that it's happening for you with the stuff that you're going through. So thank you so much for the kind words. 476 for Tugi, 589 for Giovani. Yeah, now as far as the old people, they are all not kind, right? They're all curmudgeonly, complaining all the time. But the young people, the nice young people, we like that. There's a Tetris for Tugi into 19 at 525, and Giovani is into 19 with another 600K transition. 637 now for Giovani. And so each player, I think, with at least one or two 600K transitions throughout this match. Tetris Giovani 690 on level 25, 36 for Tugi. Yeah, all the old people, these irascible curmudgeons, bitter, dejected, taking it out on the world. The young people, they are the future. 549 for Tugi, 748 for Gio. So about a 200,000 point lead for Gio right now. That is a big, big lead in a DAS tournament. DJ Mystery Burrow says, I'm quite cranky in real life, not gonna lie. Yeah, and old. 637 for Tugi, 812 for Giovani. No, I have no idea. I don't even know. Are you old? Tetris Tugi, 696, 844 Giovani. Yeah, huge lead for Giovani right now. There's a Tetris Tugi. He's really just gotta... I mean, they have the same line count. Giovani up 150,000 points. So Tugi's been able to cut into this lead a bit. All right, there's the skim in the Tetris for Tugi, 791. There's one for Gio. He's at 910 on level 25. 30 some odd lines to go until that 29 DAS kill screen. There's a Tetris Tugi, 854. He's cut the lead to within 90,000 points or so. So Tugi, understanding the assignment and executing here, has now encountered a little bit of a slowdown. Not too many pieces, or not too many lines worth. All right, there's a triple, 868. Tugi now really needs a long bar for that right side. Maybe he can get somebody to that left, and just the bar timing not great for Tugi. And we'll see what he can do, and I'm not sure that he's going to be able to do much. And no, Tugi is going to top out. So there was an attempt. Tugi did understand the assignment. He knew what he had to do. He just ran into some tough bursts of pieces. Wasn't quite going to let him execute on what he needed to do. And Giovani is good in game number 5 and will be advancing to the top 8. But really a heck of a match between these two players. They both did amazing. Either one of them could have come out with the victory here. Giovani with another max out and kill screen. These guys did great. So what a match between these two. But Giovanni's going to be the one moving on. Of course, Gio, that means you have to wait around. Tugi, you are dismissed. All right, I'm going to go ahead and set up our next match. That's going to be Mattm versus Fractal. We'll go ahead and run an ad real quick. How do I do that? I don't know. Oh, there it is. And we'll be back. All right, I'm going to need another minute. Players, keep warming up there. Fractal, make sure you do turn on your Hertz and input display. I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. Where? Oh, there's the music. Okay. All right, I have returned. Players, I'm going to go ahead and plop the pieces in the chat. You can continue your warm-up if you need to. 607742. And while we are waiting for players to finish their warm-up, shout out to Flexstyle, whose music you have been listening to with CTM for, I don't know, 7+ years. Pretty amazing that we've been able to use this music, which has become really an integral part of the tournament. I can't even imagine doing it without him. So if you want to support the artist, go to flexstyle.bandcamp.com. All right, looks like we got both players who are ready. Let's take a look, make sure they got their seeds right. 607742. They are ready. Blue bracket top 16. Matt and Fractal looking to make it into the top 8 to play against Gio in 3-2-1 Tetris. And yes, Das Masters. And yeah, this tournament, it is called Das Masters, and look who we've got in the playing in it. two masters of DAS. On the left side, it is Rookout Rogue, aka Matt Martin. He just can never escape everyone just saying his full name all the time. See, it's only 3 syllables, so it's so easy to say, you know. But Matt Martin first burst onto the classic Tetris scene in 2019, winning the Southern Qualifier. That was in Irving, Texas, back in 2019. That was the first live event I ever ran and went to. And Matt Martin just laid waste to a bunch of Tetris legends, including Josh Tolles and Jake Stein, and nobody saw it coming, and so he won his way into a berth into the Classic Tetris World Championship in 2019, where he continued to lay waste to Tetris legends, including Harry Hong and Matt Bucco, knocking them out of that tournament, ultimately getting to the top 8. He has since gotten a 1.3 score. One of only, 11 players to ever get that with DAS. 126 here for Matt Martin. 165 for Fractal. Matt uncovers that right side and gets a Tetris. Matt also took second in the Lone Star DAS tournament in 2022 against Sharky. He's also in the top 4 of the CTWC Kansas City DAS Championship. Made it into the semis of this event back in October and went out to the eventual winner of that tournament, he who shall not be named. On the right side, it is Fractal, a Tetris and CTM legend. He was your 2023 Classic Tetris World Championship World Champion. 261 here for Fractal, 243 for Matt Martin. Fractal has won 9 CTM major events, including Mega Masters 2022 and 2024. So he is the reigning Mega Masters champion. Mega Masters 2025 next month, of course. Also won the Lone Star event in 2022. And by the way, did we say that he's your reigning North American DAS champion as far as CTWC is concerned? That was the Jonas Cup in 2024. 353 for Fractal, 298 for Matt Martin. Also won recently the Genesis X2 DAS tournament just, I don't know, several weeks ago, somewhere in there. He also won 3 Masters events in 2024. Those were all in a row. Started the year off winning the first 3, inclusive of Mega Masters. All right, a little bit of a misdrop there for Fractal with that T. He's going to have to work around that. This is going to allow Matt an opportunity to get back some points here if he can do it. But Fractal very quickly out of that. Didn't take a lot to burn out of that. Matt with the Tetris, and Matt with that crispy capture, by the way. God, I'll tell you, I miss it. It's actually playing on my old capture card and my upscaler. So I recognize those blocks very well with the diagonal little lines on them. So I recognize that. And I gotta admit, I miss it a little bit because right now mine's pretty fuzzy comparatively. Tetris for Fractal, 502. There's one for Matt Martin, 443. There's Tetris Fractal, 525. And Matt Martin gotta pass up a line spin in order to get a Tetris. Can you imagine doing such a thing? All right, so Matt with a few lines to burn away here. See how he's going to approach this. He's just going to take the burns. There's a Tetris Fractal, 596 through 128. So Fractal flirting here with a 600K transition. And he's going for it, although these S's and Z's not exactly helping out. All right, he's going to find a tuck here, but not exactly the most helpful pieces here for Fractal. He's going to uncover that right side well as he approaches 19 with a 599 transition. He's going to try to find a way to clear this out, and the board is climbing now all of a sudden. And that is going to be a top out for Fractal at 602 just as he enters 19. So Matt kind of maybe dealing with that same RNG, and that's going to be a top out as well at 524. So both players topping out upon entry at 19, and probably that same just kind of distribution of pieces really taking them both out. Both boards were climbing. Both players, neither player could find anything to go left or right, and so ended up just kind of falling prey to RNG and could not find a timely long bar. So Fractal did just enough to take game number one. All right. New pieces for these players. 486553. I gotta go find that same upscaler because I just like the way his pieces look. I mean, I love it. I'm gonna go find it. It wasn't that expensive. All right, 486553, 486553. Let's make sure these players are good. They are good. Okay, both players ready. Game number two. Matt looking to tie it up in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Yeah, if you go back to my oldest VODs, I guess on my old channel, my pieces would look like that too. I think that might be the is that the upscaler that Harry Hong recommended I buy? I'm not sure. It was a long time ago. Okay, we're underway in game number 2. And the board's starting to climb for both of them. And both players with a look of concern and now with a look of either relief or disbelief as they are able to Tetris out of those situations. There, 72,000 for Fractal, 52,000 for Matt. Of course, Matt qualifying into seed number 4 of this tournament. And all the top 8 seeds, they don't have to play until the top 16. So this is Matt's first match of the month. You get a 2-round, well, you get to skip the first 2 rounds and start playing round number 3. Fractal had to take out Sharky in round 2. All right, Tetris for Matt, 128. There's a Tetris Fractal, 152. And 2 lines just separating these players. So Fractal a little less than a Tetris ahead. There's a Tetris for Matt, 174. All right, a little delayed kind of move there for Matt Martin. The spin there of the L piece. That is eventually going to clear away. Tetris for Matt, 248. 269 for Fractal. All right, Matt just chucking pieces over to that right side, trying to get reestablished as both players are waiting out this drought. This is a legitimate Trout-worthy drought. Finally, Players getting long bars and getting Tetrises. All right, Tetris for Matt, 323, 346 for Fractal. Tetris Fractal, 372. All right, Matt's set up in column 6. For a Tetris, one row off the bottom. Gets a bar here, so it doesn't have to wait too long. I'm just going to transfer that well over to the right side with a double. Start to reestablish setup again. 443 for Fractal, who's just kind of been humming along. Matt having to waste a few lines here and loses some pace. Lucas in chat with the shower thoughts here. Why is a drought called a drought but not a wet? What? $513 for Fractal, $447 for Matt. Why would a drought be called a wet? There's no water. I don't understand what you're trying to say. $558 for Fractal, $471 for Matt Martin. There's a Tetris for Matt, but he's got a snarl in the middle of that board that's going to prevent him from scoring for a few levels here as he enters 19. 502 for Matt, 583 from Fractal. Fractal's board a little bit high here. Long bar gets over for the Tetris. He's at 608. Both players with gaps in multiple rows and columns. I'm calling that because it is the opposite of somewhere where it doesn't get wet. What? I'm confused. Sorry, I can't get there. 670, you're on a whole other metaphysical level. 677 for Fractal, 544 from Matt Martin. A whole other plane of existence that I just can't get to yet. Matt, 571, 705 Fractal. All right, Matt going to bring that down, that stack down substantially with a triple. Set up for a dirty Tetris and gets it, 615. Fractal at 769. So Matt is back by about 150,000 points with about 50-something lines to go until 29 hits. So you can see Matt just trying to, reduce some of the inefficiency here by taking some Tetrises, middle of the board, left well, center well, dirty, that kind of thing. Trying to make up some of this. He's cut into the lead a little bit. He's at 686, 813 for Fractal. Tetris for Matt, 718. There's another one, Fractal, 845. All right, Tetris for Matt, 786, 853 for Fractal. So Matt's cut it within 60,000 points. Little bit of a slowdown here from Fractal too. That's going to allow Matt to cut into it more. Matt gets a Tetris, 823. He's 66,000 points behind. That's about 2 Tetrises here. There's a Tetris for Matt. There's one for Fractal. Fractal gets set up with a skim. There's a Tetris Matt, 893. He's within 1 Tetris. They're both into 28. Now he's 2 Tetris away, but Matt with 3 lines back. That's another one, 927. So Fractal, board starting to climb. He's got it covered well here. There's a Tetris for Matt. He's 2 lines away from 29. There's a Tetris for Fractal. So I think Matt's going to have to set up for more than 1 Tetris. I mean, if he gets 1 Tetris, he'll have to get some additional points as well. The bar gets over at 998. He needs 7,000 points. Oh no. Oh no. He was just really too high to do anything about it. If the board had been lower somehow, then he might have been able to just eke out another triple or something like that. But he just wasn't in a position to do that. But he set up the Tetris over on that right well and got it with a quick tap. So he really did everything he could do. But double kill screens, nearly double max out from both of our players. All 232 lines made a difference in that one. So Fractal gonna take game 2. My word. I mean, he was back by so much, and he was basically a triple away. So a really huge outpace for Matt the last third of that game against Fractal. But Fractal had just enough to outlast him. All right, new pieces players. You can take a moment if you need it, because I kind of need it, honestly. 4A85. Seeds have been very nice and close to each other. Very easy to input. All right. Good to hear. Let's get these players. Let's just check them. Make sure seeds are good. 4A85. Players ready to go. Game number 3. Matt needs to win to stay in. 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Pumpy Heart is here. Welcome, Pumpy Heart. Pumpy on the hunt for a backpack. How's that backpack search going, Pumpy? I'm very interested in the results of that. I love backpacks, and although pretty much all my backpacks are Go Ruck right now. Although I do have a pack safe crossbody sling, which is amazing. And it has to be amazing to get across this body, I'll tell you that. All right, we are underway here in game number 3. And it looks like both players struggling a little bit with what this piece sequence has to offer. Matt, all kinds of built up on the right side. And so now just having to knock it all down. Is that a baby carrier? No. It's just a sling, it's like a fanny pack, but it's not tied, it's not around your waist as you wear it over your shoulder. It's not a purse, he said defensively. 109 for Fractal. 69,000 here for Matt. By the way, looking for some contributions to that prize pool. We're just 179.31 away from reaching our top 8 incentive which would ensure the top 8 of this tournament get paid. You're trying to decide if the high-end backpacks look too steel-worthy? Well, yeah, that's why I think that, you know, minimum flash is good. Like, you can pay for quality, but it doesn't have to look flashy or have a big, huge name on it. $224 for Fractal, $191 for Matt. Fractal gets a Tetris, $247. All right, Matt trying to figure out what exactly to do with this board there. He had a triple set up, but that was going to block off part of the board and lead to more burning, which is kind of what's happening right now. 223 for Matt, 319 for Fractal. That's like that episode of Friends with Joey, you know, had the bag. And he's like, it's a man's bag, you know, and he's just very defensive about having a man. That's me, right? That's me with my pack safe sling pack. It's a man's bag. Tetris Fractal 389, 256 for Matt. $418 Fractal, $263 for Matt. Tetris for Matt, 316. He's back by 130,000 points. There's another one for Matt, 339. Fractal gets it back. Oh, Tacnerus, are you a Go Ruck guy? I can't necessarily recommend them because backpack is like very personal. And it's a little too like might be a little too like military looking. That doesn't bother me at all, but it's too tactical. Yeah, see, that doesn't bother me at all. 407 for Matt, 517 for Fractal. All right, so Fractal's into 19. He's at 527 right here. Matt already into 20 at 468. About 6 lines apart. Fractal behind in lines. All right, 589 for Fractal. There's a skimming at Tetris there for Fractal, 619. Both players into level 22. Fractal about an 80,000 point lead, something like that. Tetris for Matt, 563. Tetris for Matt, 596, 652 for Fractal. Oh, Pumpy says he's just going to go to Target and get one. Yeah, it's probably for the best. If you get into this world of, the whole world of premium backpacks, you'll just, you'll get sucked in forever. All right, so Matt's setting up with a long bar to fill in a one Mino, to fill in just one Mino to get Tetris ready. 671 for Matt. You can see that Matt really just trying to squeeze every bit of efficiency out of these last 30 lines of this game number 3. He's actually set up on the left well. Has to cover it, though. Man, pretty hard to maintain that left well. Gets a long bar over, but the rest of the board kind of complicated for Matt to burn down. We'll see how if he can burn it down efficiently. That left side for Matt, kind of a problem. 7-11 for him. Fractal going to uncover that right side, 844. Fractal with a good lead right now, about 130,000 points. And Matt's board starting to climb, and that is going to be a top out for Matt in game number 3. And Fractal is going to take this match 3-0. So your reigning Jonas Cup champion going to take out the very formidable Mattm. Steel CE says only game 2. No, it was game 3. And Fractal into 29 with a max out, going for that level 30 and not going to get it, but doesn't matter. Fractal going to take this one in a sweep, and we're going to have Geo versus Fractal. So GG's great match between these two really, really good matches. And, it's going to go in the scorebooks as a 3-0, but certainly it was a lot closer than that, these games. Okay, we'll be back in a moment for the third match of this set. Giovani versus Fractal. Be right back. Alrighty, Root players, if you need a moment to warm up, that's cool. You can do that. Or I can drop you the pieces, whatever you need. Well, I'll drop them in there and you can just put them in when you're ready. 6F7398. G is ready to go? Okay. Okay. Oh, was I muted? Oh my God. I was muted. Ay, ay, ay. What did you hear me since we started? I have to do the intros again? Oh, for God's sake. No wonder they weren't laughing at my jokes. 432 for Giovani, 468 for Fractal. Oh, my word. Well, anyway. Giovani, seed number 5 from Italy, got a PB of 1.32 million. 5th appearance here in Das Masters. He's finished in the semifinals twice. That was our first 2 months of Das Masters, July and August. In August, he went out against the eventual winner of that, who was Dog playing Tetris. And Gio trying to punch his ticket for a 3rd semifinals appearance and maybe beyond. On the right side, Fractal. I mean, at this point, does Fractal need any introduction? He is the... He's a former CTWC world champion back in 2023, the reigning Jonas Cup winner, the reigning Mega Masters winner, and a 2-time Mega Masters winner at that. We'll be trying to defend that title next month in Mega Masters. Also a 9-time overall CTM winner in terms of major tournaments, inclusive of Lone Star and Mega Masters. 590 here for Fractal as he approaches 19. 617 transition from Giovani. And another Tetris. Fractal entering with a 600K as well. So double 600K entries into 19. Yeah, I can't believe I was muted. See, this is why I need to. So you guys say, oh, don't look at chat. This is why I need to look at chat. You guys are like the only producer I can afford because you're free. 646 for Fractal, trying to fight this board down. Able to quick tap a long bar to the left and uncover the right side. Giovani now trying to fight this down. And this is going to be tough for Giovani, all those gaps over there, but he's kind of working it down. Oh, no. See what he can do. Oh, no, that right side L is going to hang, and I don't know if there's anything he can do. And Fractal with the survival where Gio could not survive. And that is going to be the difference, that survival, really that quick tap to the left for Fractal. Kind of the difference in that one. Like, really just like one move was what allowed Fractal to survive. So 723 Fractal. I think it was Sod. From what I can tell, it was Sod. It looked fine to me. All right. Fractal going to go up 1-0. Yeah, it's an emergency tap, and it wasn't fast, so. Tetris says if a top player does it, then it is Sod. Yeah, I mean, these are like emergency taps that any DAS player would do. All right, I'm not getting into that now, Fractal. It's fine. Like, I'm not arguing about it. If we want to just throw out the whole tournament and just not have a tournament, we can do that. But it's fine. DAS is a social construct. It's more of a social contract more than a social construct, I would say. It's fine. Let's go ahead and get these players some pieces. 049129. 049129. Yeah, I'm not having it. All numbers. People like that. Okay. Looks like both players are ready. Let's get him on 049129. All right. See, this is I like when the best players don't even know the rules of the tournament, and neither do I. So you just keep going. All right, game number 2. Fractal up 1-0 in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. I mean, you know, the occasional emergency slow tap when the board is high, like, people would do that. That is not a problem. Like in an emergency. That is something that people would do. I do that. If I do it, clearly it's odd. I mean, I can't tap my way out of a wet paper bag. All right, Tetris for Fractal, 49,000 for Geo as we get underway here in game number 2. I mean, basically the tournament rules are anything like I can do plus quick taps. That's the rules of the tournament. What's up, Joe? Joe is here. 125 for Fractal, 142 for Giovani. Ivan says, so maxing out is not allowed? That's right. No max outs are allowed. And you can only get a kill screen once a month. That's, yeah, the Vandy limits. Tetris for Fractal, 201, 197 for Giovani. All right, Tetris on the right side for Giovani. After a little bit of a pullback, I think. It was either an early dash load or an intentional pullback. Sometimes it's hard to tell when, you know, a player, like sometimes I'm just not smart enough to know whether what the players are doing is like great or a mistake. Tetris for Fractal, 315. Giovani, 277. All right, somebody give me a score check on the Red Sox Rangers game. I am not a person who cares about spoilers. Like, I want to know what the score is. 357 Giovani, 409 Fractal. And there's a dirty Tetris for Giovani. He's going to skim another Tetris well into existence. Gets the bar Tetris for Giovani, 408. Can't you just pull it up on your phone? Do you think I sit here on my phone while I'm working? Like, I'm not you guys. Like, I don't have my phone open while I'm working. It's 2-2. Thanks, Tyler. You know, full engagement, guys. If you're at work, be at work. My phone is not within reach when I'm working. All right, it's kind of the spin tuck over on that right side there for Giovani. He's now Tetris ready. Tetris Geo 459. Steel CE says, easy to say when you're your own boss. No, you guys are my boss. Do you guys want me to be on the phone all the time? Tetris, of course. On company time. That's all included. I mean, you can't just sit there and hold it forever. 534 for Giovani, 579 for Fractal. Boss makes $1, I make a dime. 605 for Fractal, 585 for Giovani. Well, yeah, except for that. I'm not going to sit there and be on my phone at work all day. All right, Giovani trying to clean up this left side. There's a skimming a Tetris there for Giovani, 641, 661 for Fractal. I mean, if I were hourly, then I would do it on my break, but I haven't had an hourly job in a long time. Usually salaried is... If you have a salary job, they shouldn't be caring what you're doing or how long, as long as you get the objectives completed. That's ideally, but most bosses are stupid. 774, there's a Tetris for Fractal, 803, 758 for Giovani. $825 Giovani. There we go. There's the L to bring this board down for Giovani. Just one more piece. Gets that T to the left. Tetris Giovani, 866. 929 for Fractal. Oh, kind of a maybe overshift there for Giovani with that J piece to the left. And Gio ahead by about 10 lines and back by about 80,000 points. So Gio needs to kind of find some efficiency here at some point, and time running out. Fractal with a max out on 27. I'm not sure what Giovani's going to be able to find in these next 12 lines. And there's a dirty Tetris for Giovani, and I think he's just going to have to stay up here and do what he can do. There's another dirty Tetris. Giovani, 957. And he's going for it. He doesn't have anything to burn right now. He's going for 2. Even 2 will not be enough, though, because Fractal has got the B13, and so Giovani knew what he had to do, just didn't have enough time, enough space to do it. And another match, double kill screen, these two players, 996 Geo, B50 for Fractal, the 1.15. Kerba says, can we take a moment to acknowledge these lethal quick taps from Giovani? I can't even do one quick tap. Like, and these guys are just hitting them like every piece. Like, I don't get it. I don't understand it. I can't do it. And it makes me, I don't know what it makes me. It doesn't make me anything, but I just wish that I could hit one time in my entire life. True gods. All right. Fractal's going to take that one. That's game number 2. He goes up 2 games to none. New piece is C447E8. C447E8. And yeah, Geo, amazing. And I think the thing that's going to start coming out of, you know, regular DAS tournaments is just how early you have to understand your situation in terms of the lead and all that kind of stuff, and how early you've got to just kind of go for it. Oh, by the way, we had a contribution to the prize pool, and I don't know that if I acknowledged it. So just give me a moment. We'll go ahead and get these players started, then I will try to find it and acknowledge it. All right, both players are ready. Let me just check pieces. C447E8. 3, 2, 1, Tetris. How does anyone do quick taps holding the controller normally? I mean, people do it. Serial number with the $5 contribution to that prize pool gets us up to 1025.69. So we're within $75. I'm sorry, $175 of making our goal. I think we can chip this in by the end of the month. So, folks, if you are watching right now and want to support the players, I want to ensure that they find it worth it to keep coming back and playing these tournaments and practicing and getting good and all that, contribute to that prize pool. You can go to go.ctm.gg/DAS prize. And, you know, chuck in a couple of dollars, $5, $10, maybe even $174.31 if you've got it. Or $174.30 if you want to, you know, kind of troll us a bit. Giovani, 98,000 for Fractal as well. If you can do a spin, you can do a quick tap. I don't know that that's true, because if I'm doing a spin, I'm like doing it with my right hand, which is like, I don't know, way better. And if I'm doing a quick tap, I'm doing a left hand, which is like a stupid, you know, hand. My left hand is like 30 IQ. It is really not good. No offense to anyone with an 30 IQ. Oh, you think I need to use the Vertigrip as well? 235 for Fractal, 213 for Giovani. Giovani up against it right now, needs to win to stay in. Of course, people referring to Fractal's grip, which I have not seen really anybody else take on, despite I think its apparent advantages and the success that Fractal has had with it. I'm actually kind of surprised. But on the other hand, maybe I'm not surprised, because, you know, it takes somebody with a champion mentality and the bravery to take on something new. And maybe the rest of us just don't have that. Maybe we're all just too comfortable. $335 for Fractal, $332 for Giovani. Tetris Jazz says, I use it. It's definitely the best grip. Yeah, it's weird, because we were sort of playing with something like that last year at Lone Star as kind of like a meme. It was like holding the controller upside down and away from you, which actually isn't like as disorienting as you would think. It's like perfectly natural. And this is just holding it vertically. Oh yeah, DJ Mr. Burrow uses it. I was watching him stream yesterday, and he uses that grip. Leo says, what happened in the first two games? Well, you can see on the scoreboard the results of it anyway. All right, S flat and a burn and a Tetris for Fractal for 53. Trying to think what people used to do with S's before, like, somebody figured out S flat. I guess they just used to top out. 482 for Fractal, 468 for Giovani. Tetris Giovani 523, 509 for Fractal. They're both going to get Tetrises. So 14,000 point lead for Giovani, 2 lines in hand. Lemon on YouTube says, is Dog recognized as the GOAT of Tetris, or is it still Jonas? Yeah, it's hard to say. You know, you get into an argument or at least a discussion about, you know, different eras and things like that. 673 for Fractal, 641 for Giovani. So a lot of it's up to your individual judgment, you know. Is Babe Ruth still the greatest player of all time, or Willie Mays, or Hank Aaron, or whoever? Or is it Mike Trout, or is it Ohtani? It's like different eras. It's hard to compare. And people are like, who are those people you just mentioned? Do they play modern Tetris? What? 696 for Giovani, 683 for Fractal. Oh, Fractal in a little bit of a pickle with that Spire in the middle, and both players are going to top out at the same time. But Giovani is good. Giovani won the game and went offline. Giovani, what the heck? Get back here. You won the game. You won that game, bro. Gio, come back. You can blame it all on me. I was wrong, and I just can't live without you. Gio, come back. A rage win. Yeah. Gio, you're live? All right. Jesus. Ay, ay, ay. Rage win. The first rage win ever? That's not true. It's like the second one. All right. Giovani is going to win that one. Well, actually, since he went offline, doesn't that count as conceding the match to his opponent? All right, let's get these players some pieces. 9D0392. 9D0392. Was that Kermit? No, that's just YouTube. Hi ho, Kermit the Frog here. Everybody can do that. Everyone can do that. You just talk like a less gravelly Jordan Peterson. All right, looks like both players are ready. The seeds are good. Let's get them counted down in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Galaxy. Oh, my word. No, that's the Actually Bear voice. Oh, we do need an Actually Bear. There is an Actually Berenstain Bear emote I made, but we need an Actually Bear made as a doughy though. Maybe I can get Hydrant to do that. I need to rehire Hydrant and make some updated 2025 bears. 114 for Fractal, 91,000 for Giovani, who is still playing, by the way. 136 for Fractal, 116 Geo. We need a Vandy muted emote. I mean, we just need muted Vandy for all these broadcasts. It'd be so much better. Oh my God. If I, listen, if I could afford to bring on like a real professional team, oh, I would totally do it. Maybe that's the move. Maybe I just got to go hire them first and watch it skyrocket. All right, Tetris for Giovani, 186, 187 for Fractal. There's a Tetris Geo. Now, I don't know of any time that these two have met in competition, according to Liquipedia anyway. Well, maybe the match database says something else. And according to match database, no, these two players have not met up in any format at any time. So first ever match between these two. For those of you counting matchagamis, no one's doing that. 326 for Giovani, 288 for Fractal. There's a Tetris Giovani, 373. 335 for Fractal. We had faster masters, but what about slower masters? Level 0, start DAS, says Teamer. I don't think that is a good idea, Teamer, with respect. Tetris for Geo, 397. 359 Fractal. A couple of doubles here to burn away the ceiling over the well and gets a Tetris 386. There's one for Geo for 42. Level 0, no pushdown. Someone's like, oh, that's a stupid Tetris monthly mode. That is not, we did not do that. Lest anyone think that we did do that. We did not. That is not a good mode. 412 for Fractal, 466 for Giovani. All right, Verse VTR, our first time chatter. Really rooting for Fractal. All right, Fractal going to burn that well open. Gets a Tetris 472, 564 for Giovani. 15 lines to go until 19. Tetris is admitting to a crippling addiction to smart food, white cheddar popcorn. Let me tell you, approximately 1/3 of my body mass is smart food. The other 2/3 is Taco Bell. $598 transition for Giovani. Tetris for Fractal. He'll transition in at 528. Favorite top. Oh no, Giovani topping out at 601. The target for Fractal is 602. 602 is the target for Fractal. He's leaning in. He's really focusing. Long bar gets over. There is a Tetris for Fractal. And Fractal will be moving on to the semifinals in a 3-1 win against Giovani. Gio, you played awesome. I know you're going to get through one of these days. I know it's going to happen, but right now it is Fractal who will be moving on to the semifinals of this tournament in a 3-1 win. And, well, Fractal's in the semifinals of both of our tournaments this month. He's in the top 4 of our Masters event. He's going to be winning. He's going to be, oh my God, I just gave away the script. He's going to be facing the winner of the Blue Scooty versus Coal Bucket match that takes place tomorrow night. And he's now in the semifinals of this here tournament. Let's refresh it all out. Ready? There he is, Fractal. So none of our top 8 have made it in. 13, 14, and 18 seeds. All the teen seeds, guys. Fractal says, I wonder who'll be up top. Well, we're going to determine that this Saturday. It's going to be either Pixelandy, Leo, Scotto, or Dog. The only 2 people ever to have won this tournament in the same bracket quadrant. So they are there. One of these 4 people will make it in. All of them have a shot. All the top 8 is out. Yes. So really it's going to be Leo and Dog who are going to be carrying the water here, trying to force out all the top 8 seeds. Well, okay. That is it. We've done it. We did what we needed to do. Let's thank the people who contributed to our prize pool. There was one of them. It was serial number with $5. That's going to get us up to $1,025.69. We're still $174.31 away from reaching our $1,200 top 8 incentive. Whatever you can do, go to go.ctm.gg/DAS prize. That'll take you to the landing page for this tournament with our partner, Mattm. So thank you to those of you who have contributed overall, including Scott Gray, K9, Tacnerus, Tom J, Ping Minus, Rogue Potato, Arbaro, Abby Normal, Zerla Zowie, DJ Mr. Barrow, serial number, and Whoops, and Curie, and Tetris, and Mark. Thank you for your contributions. Also want to thank, who do I want to thank? Those of you who contributed something this stream to the channel. Here you are. A new follower, Verse VTR, a new YouTube follower, Sang Mwan, and Fancy Peter Griffin. Is that right? Here, let's check this out again. Sang Mwan and Fancy Peter Griffin, and 100 Twitch bits from Ivan. All right. Thank you for locking in the continued existence of this channel. Those contributions, appreciate that. Also want to thank. Oh, we had a cheer from Verse. Thank you, 50 bits. Appreciate that. Thank you very much. Also, thanks to our patrons in the sticker and double sticker and community level members and our Mega Master Scott Gray J and the Window K9 Tacnerus, Corporal 381 Shall Be Satisfied, Troy Dan, Kim M, Rogue Potato, Cat Kit, and Mick Monkey. Appreciate that. The next stream is going to be Das Masters Orange Top 16. Oh, no, I'm sorry. The next stream, for Das Masters is Saturday, 3 p.m. The next stream at all is tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Central Time. It's It's going to be a solo match of Coal Bucket versus Scooty to determine who goes to the semifinals against who? I guess it's Fractal? Yeah, it is Fractal. So it's either going to be Scooty versus Fractal or Coal Bucket versus Fractal. Well, I guess I've thanked everyone. I don't know. I don't know that if I'll... At some point over the next few days, I want to do a test of my new team format. It's not a format, as far as I know, that anyone's ever done. And it's just a test. And I'm very, very interested to see, but I need 8 players. So I might make a call for these players. Yeah, new stuff, Cat. If I'm going to justify all this support that we are getting and hoping to get, we got to keep doing new stuff. We got to keep pushing the envelope. And, I'm an old man. I've been in the Tetris game now 7 years. Innovated some stuff, but I got to keep proving that I can innovate and doing new things. So I think this is a new thing. I don't think anyone's ever seen it before. So I'll test it out. And then, of course, I'm sure I will see the Tetris Wars gang doing it within a week. So we'll see how that goes. All right. We're going to go ahead and dismiss the YouTube folks. See you later, YouTube. Have a beautiful day.